Hey, this is Aaron Parker with Parker's Safes and Vaults, and we got a shipment of safes in today. And one of the things I got to do after unboxing all these safes is take pictures of them to put them on our inventory for the website. But I was just looking at this safe, and I'm like, I wish more people knew about the American Security BFX series gun safe. And I know I've spouted off enough about them probably, but I mean, this is a real safe in my mind. This is not like the other safes. This is a lot different. For instance, right? We've got a good quality lock on here, a lock that I've never had one bit of trouble with, the ESL10. It's a good dual battery lock, and it's just a reliable lock. Matter of fact, I got a safe cracker buddy, and that's the lock that he chooses a lot of times if he's going to replace, say, a dial and go to an electronic lock. Even though it might say American Security on another brand of safe, that's the safe that he recommends. And you can always get a mechanical lock if you like. But 5-spoke handle. The door, though, the gaps is what made me want to do this video. I've talked about graph under a lot, but for a production safe, American Security really does a nice job on their door gaps. I mean, I don't know if you can see that in there. It's only about 1/8 of an inch, maybe less than that, all the way around. Did I mention door gaps? Well, here's a quarter. Here's what I'm talking about. It's a little bit easier to see on this white safe. So yeah, I'm always talking about graph under, and those are a one-off, like those are custom safes. But production safes, man, you just do not find that kind of quality in other brands. And then they have adjustments to make sure that the door edge, this flat part of the door, seats up against this rubberized kind of weather stripping here. And then your intumescent fire seal is over here. But this is a full 1/2-inch plate of steel. Who else does that? I mean, you just don't find that. The big box doors are just hollow doors. They're made to look thick, but this is actual plate right here. And then behind that, you've got 1 inch or so of, about 1.1 inches of their dry light, concrete type stuff. It's not concrete, but it pours in like that, and that helps with the fire rating. Here's a cutaway showing the body steel thickness. So we have an 11 gauge outer, and then 2 inches of their proprietary dry light material, which kind of sets up like concrete a little bit, and then a 12 gauge inner. So if you look at that, 12 gauge is where the entire body on most safes are. A lot of the big box store safes are even 14 gauge thinner, or 16 gauge thinner yet. Some of them are 11 gauge, but you hardly ever find anything thicker than that. So we've got 2 layers of steel totaling almost 1/4 inch, but to get to the contents, you'd have to cut this, chisel out all this, and then cut that. So it's doable, and all we can really do is slow them down, but we're going to slow them down a lot more than a safe that just has a 14 gauge body or a 12 gauge body, say. Also, since we're on that topic, the fire rating, it's 120 minutes at 1200 degrees, but it's independently tested. I don't know of any other companies doing that. Your door organizer, it's nice heavy duty nylon. You've got a place for 2 long guns here. These just the barrel would clip in, one on the right or one on the left, and then some holsters, and those are adjustable. All the shelving in here, it's nice stuff. Like it's just a quality, well-designed unit. And if you look, the floor, it doesn't recess down right here, so you're not going to scuff a weapon, the butt of the weapon as you're bringing it out. It's flush right there. 4-way active bolts. This is what the inside of that BFX safe door looks like. So you've got a 3-stage bolt works, 4-way active bolts, and everything is bolted on. Like your bolts are bolted on here. They're not just riveted like on a lot of safes. And these little angles here give you your 3-stage bolt works, which means that if somebody's trying to bolt punch and drive a hammer and a punch against one of these bolts, on a lot of safes you can transfer energy across and break the bottom of the lockbox apart. But on these, if you try to put pressure here, things have to move in 3 different directions because of all these angles before you can actually get full retraction of the bolts. So we're looking at about 1,000 pounds for this, and this is a 25 cubic foot safe. But anyway, if you're not familiar with a BFX American Security gun safes and you're looking for a safe, I would highly recommend these guys. And did I mention made in the USA? Hey, thanks for having a look. If you're in the market, give me a call. We're ready to help you out.